Hello there. Hello there. Maybe someone who's very awkward when they're talking or speaking to people. Anyway, it took me a while to figure this out. This is actually going to be a love reading. It took me a minute because there were just so many revelations in such a short time period. They're also showing me a shot list, so someone here you could work with film, screenwriting, directing. Someone here could be an actor, but anything in that industry could be very significant. So I'm gonna begin with the spiders because that's what set this whole thing off. Last night, I went outside to get my crystal. Okay, it happened to be amethyst, and I had to bring it inside. And I was under direct instruction. I was already falling asleep, and I forgot that I had left it. Its spirit was like, now. And I'm like, okay. So I went to go get it, and there was a spider. There's a baby one, very small. It was to the point where the spider was hanging on that web was directly in line with my body, right? And so we're doing this dance because when I had opened my front door, the web was in the center of it. And so we're doing this dance, and I'm like, I don't mind you doing your thing, because I happen to know that when I ask for protection, and this could be something that you notice as well, if you work with Lilith, especially Lilith, Kali Ma, you'll see webs, right, around your home as protection wards. I'm doing this dance, and I'm like, I don't even know why I'm shy. It's like super tiny, but I didn't want to affect what it was doing, hence the protection. I'm just trying to get back in my house, right? And I kid you not, the same thing is happening now at the back of my house. This seems to be more so about food, because I'm not seeing the spider, I'm seeing the food that was caught, and it's taking its time winding up that food. So webs are very significant. Foundation, creation, building a ecosystem. I feel like you're making room and making space for something that's going to feel like it's on a whole nother level. Now, this is what I mean when I say it took me a while to figure out that this was love. That could be how this relationship feels. Maybe it started off very subtle and it grew into something more. I was listening to Subtle Things by Sabrina Claudio. So she was the next turning point from spiders to Sabrina. Okay, we have S. Okay, so the initial S could be very prominent. There's a part in this song where she's like, feels like everybody's one, but they're on thing. Interesting. Feels like everybody's one, but they're on thing. That's how it's reading. But they're on thing. Maybe it's meant to say but their own thing. Okay, so typos could be significant. Okay, overthought and overanalyzed, always superficial, never holding substance. I see it all the time. Feel like everybody's one, but their own, I keep wanting to say own thing. Feels like everybody's one, but their own thing, overthought and overanalyzed. This is what I'm talking about. Like, your dating history could have felt very performance-based, very superficial. She does talk about superficiality, or feeling in your own headspace like you have to, or had to, here we go with the typos, overcompensate for other people's expectations of you. And I'm seeing a red colored pencil, so you could be a teacher, okay? You could be editing essays or something like that. Once again, we talked about that web creating a foundation to make room and make space for something that you've never felt before. That leads me to think that this is something that wasn't anticipated, something that wasn't fully planned for, something that kind of just happened. All right, now I'm seeing a spider. Okay, so lots of love from the spider kingdom today. Medicine woman is coming through. Maybe you like to work with herbs. This is going to be a long one. I don't think this one's going to make it to TikTok. The next song that came through after Subtle Things, we went into Serenade of Water. And I had such a trip listening to Serenade of Water. It's by Men I Trust. Spirit is being very poetic with this message. So we talked about subtle things, no longer needing to prove oneself in love or do the most just to get the bare minimum. okay? No longer accepting the bare minimum, okay? King treatment, queen treatment, showing up, right? Those webs also protect. Those webs also nurture, right? By catching food that is sustenance for the next season. I'm hearing love is a choice. I feel like you two are making the choice to see what you two can build. There was a strength that developed for the both of you because we had a spider in the front and a spider in the back, both building webs for different purposes. I feel like you've done the work, they've done the work, and you two are just going to come together. Now it says men I trust, so I feel like this is someone you feel like you can trust, someone that feels like they can trust you. Okay, water signs could be significant, but again, we have Serenade of Water as the title of this second song. So S, again with the letter S. Now this could also be someone who wants to serenade you. For some reason, Archangel Michael is coming through as I'm talking about this. This gives a very protective masculine. I'm staring at this Simply bottle. So maybe you just drank Simply. Could have been Simply Lemonade, Simply Peach, Simply Blueberry, whatever, right? I feel like this is spirit confirming everything that you've been feeling. This love almost felt like it was a mystery to the both of you. So after Serenade of Water, we have Future Lover, and that's by The Sacred Souls. The Sacred Souls. I'm telling you, spirit is being so poetic with this. So you could be into poetry, all right? Jazz is also coming through. We have Future Lover. I feel like you know for a fact that this is your person, your team. I'm just looking at this album artwork, and there's spirit is kind of showing me like this is representing your ancestors that are backing you up, backing this connection. And there's 3 of him in the middle. So I do feel like you went through a process of integration, a process of shedding. The spider can also talk about destruction, right? In order to rebuild, you had to build a bigger web. So moving could be significant. You had to build a bigger web in order to prepare. If you're the masculine watching this, you're kind of hip to the reasons as to why you had to expand, because you already know you have feelings for this woman, and you're like, I want to be able to sustain and provide all that comes with her. She may have children. Okay, there could be something here about a blended family, but it's like making room for the lot. You lot. Okay, so we have a British accent. You lot. For others of you, neither of you have children, and there's this sense of knowing like, we're probably going to need this space. And like, we're probably going to need this space. And interestingly enough, this was the 3rd song that came through, but Spirit told me not to listen to it. And that's when I started channeling for you. Just when it's getting good, they told me not to listen to it. And I thought that was so like, whoa, because it's like, they really want you to be present with your person. And so I get the gist that you or them, you two could both be in this phase of cleanup. And we have Daniel 8, okay, chapter 8. And in chapter 8, there's a ram that is constantly talked about. So Aries could be significant. But what stood out to me was they were talking about how this ram had 2 horns, and it also had a horn in the center of its head. Divine Feminine, I kept channeling you ending superficial connections and changing the way you do things and changing what you accept into your orbit. And I feel like that had a lot to do with your intuition, as far as like what your new standards are, and kind of I'm getting who you chose to be. It talks about how this ram traveled, right? It traveled westward, it traveled northward, southward, so that no beast could stand before him, neither was there any that could deliver out of his hand. But he did, according to his will, become great. Reading the scripture, it didn't feel like a love story. It felt like a man who just happened to stumble upon this ram. This ram has been through so much that there was a fatigue. Yeah, it says there was no power in the ram to stand before him, but he cast him down to the ground. So I do feel like there was an instance where you were feeling foolish. Okay, I'm getting Foolish by Shanti. You could be hyper independent, very resourceful, a lot of moving parts. Okay, busy schedule, movement during the day. So love kind of fell on the back burner because there was an experience where, again, we talked about overcompensating, overanalyzing, right? So now someone here, you're looking for the subtle things, you're looking for the simple things. Simple Things by Miguel. I'm telling you, the letter S is really strong. Okay, you could also be seeing 888. Okay, someone's name could be Daniel or Danielle, Daniela. And I was only led to read 1 through 8 in chapter 8. 1 through 8. So maybe there's 8 chapters of something. We did talk about a shot list. Maybe there's 8 shots. Something about the letter 8. 8 legs, spiders. This is crazy. Okay, so after it talks about the goat, it says the goat waxed very great, and when he was strong, the great horn was broken, and for it came up 4 notable ones toward the 4 winds of heaven. We talked about stability and foundation, the number 4. It's 4:04 on my clock, so 4:04 could also be significant. I thought about the 4 wands, and it led me right back to the song that I didn't play, Future Lover. All that you went through had a very significant purpose. I'm hearing that it gave you edge. And as I'm saying edge, I'm hearing edging. A lot of eye contact. There's a lot of communication with the eyes. I'm hearing what's understood doesn't have to be explained, right? So you could very well feel like you two read each other's minds. You trust them. They trust you. I do feel like I'm speaking to a collective who has learned to decenter love in the sense of romance and really put themselves on the front. It could feel like you're being introduced to a new side of yourself in this connection because of the level of trust, because they're showing me 8s, but they're showing me sideways. So infinity. Someone could have an infinity tattoo. So Amazon just rolled by and said, is now a good time. So this person could be wanting to take things to the next stage with you, wanting to contact you, reconnect. Yeah, I'm seeing a bio with contact information. They may get a hold of you, like professionally. Like they may reach out to you to your work email or your work number. There's something about S's coming through again. So this could happen on a Saturday, a Sunday, and someone could be a Sagittarius. As I pick up, you couldn't even make this up if you tried. You couldn't deny it if you tried. There's something about this dynamic where it either didn't feel like love or it wasn't supposed to be love. And it wound up being the love. Like the love of your life. It ends up being a wish fulfillment. Ace of Wands. Yeah, something you didn't know that you wanted. You're like, I have my career, I have work, I have, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have a structure to build, I have an empire to build type of energy. Yeah, I heard type shit. Like, you got things to do. But here we go, 2 of Cups and the 3 of Cups. Y'all are meant to be. And I don't be saying that in every love reading. I really don't. Y'all are meant to be. That's the truth. Ace of Swords. You two met, and then there was this undeniable shakeup. And y'all did this dance. Remember, I was saying at the very beginning of the reading with the spider web, I didn't want to interrupt the spider, but I had to get through. So there could be something significant to where you're masculine or you're feminine. They didn't want to intrude. They didn't want to interrupt, but they just had to. Someone could have a Rottweiler, but they just had to do it. Like the pull between you two. They had to say something. They had to speak to you. They had to. Okay? Girl, you know what's up? Yeah, you know what's up. I just noticed there's a queen on this Ace of Spades. So this is how they're viewing you, as this gorgeous, sharp-witted, intelligent person, okay, or handsome person that they can't take their eyes off of. Yeah, I just heard, can't take my eyes off of you. Wow. Yeah, this could have definitely been a connection that developed at work. And because everyone is busy, there's a lot going on, professionalism. We're keeping this to the chest. Where is this couple now? Okay, so things could be moving along outside of work. And it came out sideways. So you two could be like ducking off, meeting up late, if you two are speaking in that way. For others of you, you two are thinking about each other. Yeah, someone is thinking about texting you, calling you. Someone's thinking about coming over. This could be an air sign. They have the King of Swords, but they're thinking about you. They're thinking about acting on their emotions. Yeah, because they know it's you that they want. You're the one that I want. You are the one I want. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah, King of Pentacles. They know it's you. Another Amazon truck is now a good time. So this is constantly going through their thoughts. Constantly. You. I was on that bull when I was with you. You. Alright, so we got Chris Brown. I was just frontin'. For some reason, yeah, Spirit's telling me this person was on some bull. It was due to the circumstances. It was due to the fact that you came out of the blue or they came out of the blue. It wasn't like they intentionally wanted to downplay this connection. Yeah, Spirit's giving me Serendipity by Jimin. So this was serendipitous. They didn't know they were gonna run into you. I'm getting that trend. It's like, who told you you could date all these women before me? Type shit. It's like there's nothing they could do about that. Like that's their history, that's their past, right? But there's this like ownership, this soft ownership of one another where you're like, yeah, it's giving, who told you you could lead a house? It's like that, like serendipity, again with the S. Yeah, in that song, Jimin says, just let me love you. Yeah, this person's like, just let me love you, yeah. Both of y'all are coming through as pages. Both of you are curious. Okay, one could be a little bit more stoic than the other. It feels like the feminine. You could be a little more stoic than your masculine, or vice versa. Like, you two are gonna be like little kids. A lot of laughter. Like, someone here is a comedian. This person wants your love. They want you. Yeah, I'm hearing, did I get it all? Did I get it all? I do feel like there's gonna be an outpour of emotions, an outpour of gifts as well. Someone's getting a bunch of stuff. It's like, did I get it all? He could be planning something for you. All right, or this could be your energy. You're planning something for them. Yeah, something sweet. I just noticed there's like a lollipop in his hand. I think I'm gonna leave it there. Okay, heavy on the air signs and earth signs. We also mentioned water signs. I think everybody, actually. We did mention Aries and Sagittarius. This person could be flying to see you or vice versa. Something about the color blue. But communication is definitely growing strong. If they knew the extent of what you two were, right, if they would have gotten the memo like you did, because I feel like one of you is more intuitive than the other. They would have gotten the memo like you did. They would have treated things a little more gently. There's something about a rush. Something happened really fast. Is now a good time. Because this person, like I talked about from scripture, this ram had been through, they've been through a lot, right? And so they were used to meeting this superficial, they're giving me YN, like they've been meeting superficial characters. And when they met the real deal, it's like, you're the empress, you're the emperor, you're the raw thing. Okay, your kingdom spouse material. They were like, holy cow. This is someone who's going to move a lot more. They're gonna move a lot more patient. Yeah, we have the Queen of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles. They're gonna take their time in getting to know you this time around. Because they know what they have. They know what they're dealing with now. And I think being with you is such a night and day experience for this person because of the way that you show up for them. It's like night and day. So it's easy to let go of the Ten of Swords. It's easy looking back on things to choose you because, yeah, I heard been there, done that. Like, they're looking forward to experiencing the new things that this connection brings. They now view themselves in a higher positioning as well. That's something that you gave to them. When you thought you closed the door in your love life, God said, knock, knock. Knock, knock. All right, so let me know how this resonated. This was a long one. Yeah, don't forget to subscribe for more videos. If you're looking for a personal, you know where to find me. Check the description link down below. If you enjoyed this message, give it a like, and I will see you in the next message.